Hello, chess aficionados! Today we're journeying into the heart of the iconic King's Gambit, focusing on a gambit within the gambit, the fiery Kieseritzky Gambit. Named after the enigmatic 19th century chess master Lionel Kieseritzky, this line thrives on a complex maze of tactics, sharp attacks, and positional nuances. Whether you're an aggressive player or a curious enthusiast, the Kieseritzky Gambit is bound to intrigue and inspire. 1. e4, e5. White kickstarts with a claim on the central squares. Black, not one to be outdone, counters symmetrically. 2. f4, f4. Boldly, White opens the door to the King's Gambit. The intention? Sacrifice a pawn for rapid development and potential attacking chances. Black obliges, capturing the pawn and introducing the accepted variation. 3. Knight f3, g5. White prioritizes knight development over the immediate pawn recapture. Black responds by advancing the g-pawn, securing the f4 pawn and eyeing further expansion. 4. h4, g4. White challenges Black's pawn structure immediately, trying to exploit potential weaknesses. Black, however, stands firm, pushing the g-pawn and creating a pawn chain. 5. Knight e5, knight f6. White jumps into the fray with the knight, targeting the vulnerable g4 pawn. Black calmly develops, reinforcing the d5 break and protecting the central squares. 6. Bishop c4 d5. White's bishop eyes the vulnerable f7 square, a common theme in the King's Gambit. Black's d5 responds with vigor, challenging White's center and freeing the light-squared bishop. 7. Bishop d5, knight d5. White opts to trade his developed bishop for a knight in the center. Black recaptures with the knight, posing a direct threat. 8. d5, queen d5. White takes back on d5, looking to clear the central files. Black's queen emerges, actively capturing and placing herself in the heart of the battlefield. 9. Queen e2, queen e6. White's queen moves to e2, eyeing the g4 pawn and hoping to castle queenside. Black reciprocates, shifting the queen to e6, where it bolsters the e-file and reinforces the g4 pawn. 10. d4, f6. White continues to seize space in the center, further pressuring Black's position. Black's f6, on the other hand, supports the central structure and reinforces the knight on f6. The Kieseritzky Gambit encapsulates the spirit of romantic chess, where art meets science and initiative often outweighs material. Pawn sacrifice for rapid development. As with most gambits, the pawn sacrifice in the King's Gambit aims for rapid development and a stronghold in the center. The e4 and f4 pawn pushes by White signify an aggressive stance, while Black's capture signals readiness for battle. The battle for the center. By the sixth move, we observe an intense struggle for the central squares. Both sides are fully engaged, but the pawn structures tell a tale of opposing plans. While White seeks to capitalize on development, Black's pawn moves in the center, and on the King's side reflect a readiness to challenge and counterattack. Queens in the limelight. Moves 8 and 9 see the queens taking center stage. Both players use their queens to apply pressure and defend key squares, highlighting the importance of these central battles in shaping the game's course. Lionel Kieseritzky, the originator of the Kieseritzky Gambit. Lionel Kieseritzky was a Baltic German chess master in the 19th century. While he introduced various innovative ideas to chess, he's perhaps most famously remembered for his loss to Adolf Anderssen in the immortal game. Romantic era of chess. The Kieseritzky Gambit, like many lines from the King's Gambit, belongs to the Romantic era of chess. This was a period when aggressive play, sacrifices, and open games were highly favored over the methodical, positional approach that would become prevalent in the later years. Evergreen popularity. While the King's Gambit isn't as commonly seen in top-level chess today, it remains popular at club levels and is often employed as a surprise weapon. The rich history and the plethora of games played in this line offer a treasure trove for students of the game. Navigating through the labyrinth of moves and countermoves in the Kieseritzky Gambit is akin to enjoying a thrilling novel where each chapter brings a new twist. Whether you're a player seeking to employ it in your games or a lover of chess lore, there's no denying the charm of this gambit. As we conclude our exploration today, remember, in the vast realm of chess, every pawn and piece has its tale, every move its lore. Until our next deep dive into the annals of chess history, keep those pieces moving and let every game be your masterpiece.